Ah, hell. I'm in the wrong game again.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wayne Game, and a 70 minutes with the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you in the Let's Play episode of Beyond the Harbor. Alright y'all, our Patreon stuff is going to be at the end of the video, so let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. That's just about enough. What the hell is wrong with you guys? The bear throws her head back into the ring, demanding all of our attention. Have you forgotten why we're even here? Let me spell it out for you. My grandfather is dead. I invited you here because we are attending a funeral tomorrow to pay our respects. And do you really think this is what he would have wanted? Especially out of you, Dawn. I despise you. I think you were the absolute scum of the earth. But Grandpa thought the world of you. You were the son he never had. And yet here you are, after everything he's done for you, spitting on his grave with your petty arguments. I hope you realize all of this. She shakes her head, gesturing towards everyone. This relationship drama bullshit, it's unnecessary. The bear breathes heavily. This entire thing seems to have taken a toll on her. I don't blame her, though. With everything going on, it's easy to forget that she lost a family member, that Dawn had lost a cherished figure. Dawn sighs, folding his arms and hanging his head. No, you're right. He wouldn't have wanted this. The tension hangs thick in the air, thick enough that even Sam wouldn't dare break it. Dawn turns aside, voice faltering as he speaks. All this is absolutely fucked. His eyes lock with mine, and I feel the intense bursts of hatred for V redirect right into my abyss. Just stop, Donovan. V wipes her cheek, shaking her head. This isn't coming up again. I'm putting my foot down right now. The silence in the air hangs thick again as V puts the topic to rest. Lahaina shifts around uncomfortably, however, as it weighs heaviest on him. The burden of this sweater grows. So what then? Is this for my welcome party? The funeral's tomorrow, but the only bus I could catch on short notice dropped me off today. So what now? V folds her arms again. I'll be busy tomorrow morning before the funeral, but I wanted to spend today catching up with Ollie. Did you actually plan for that? The cat turns to the bear, but she just ignores him. You're welcome to do whatever you want. I won't miss your company if you decide to run off. Dawn slits his eyes, scoffing at his old friend. Damn, give me any fucking credit at all, huh? Sam places his hands on his hips. You? Credit? You don't? V glares sharply at the cat with a glare powerful enough to stop him in his tracks. How horrifying. Well, you didn't ever really want credit for anything back then, either. You were always the guy in the shadows for the time I've known you. Bullshit. He turns to Sam, folding his arms. I accomplished a lot, considering the shit I'd been through. Lahaina shakes his head, letting out a long sigh. Whatever. I'll hang out, even if it's just to look out for Trevor. There you go. Water time. The iguana behind me perks his head up, but upon making eye contact with Dawn, returns his gaze to the pavement. So then, what sounds good? V shakes her head. I don't know. I hadn't planned for having as much free time as I do. Sam holds a finger to his chin and thinks. Been awfully quiet, Ollie. Why don't you choose what we do? Dawn buries his face in his hands. Just pick something. I literally don't care. Where? The idea swirls around in my head for a moment before... We could check out that arcade off 4th. It's not a long walk from here. V tilts her head. Arcade on 4th? I thought that had closed down years ago. I nod, pulling a hand out of my warm pocket. It did, but a private collector bought it out and opened it back up to the public. I've been there with Trev once or twice. It's pretty nice. The iguana behind me stirs. It's pretty cool. They have the newish arthropod hyper-fighting 3D cabinet. I'm not too good at it, but the character designs are really good. Yeah, sounds cool. The cat perks up, clasping my shoulder. I'm still undefeated in air hockey, so I wouldn't mind the opportunity to dust off my crown. I chuckle. Dawn never beat you, did he? Never beat me, either. The only person he beat consistently was you, Ollie. Fuck off! You had a table in your basement. V smiles. How so? You could practice whenever you wanted. That's hardly fair. Sam bursts out laughing. Ha! You see, that attitude is why we take this piss out of you instead, Ollie. Done. More like John, am I right? Lahaina's eye twitches a little. He's not wrong. If you were a better sport about it, we'd all be teasing Ollie instead. He has no hand-eye coordination, no defense game, barely ever scores a single point. Hey, I'm not that bad. Trev, back me up. The iguana is utterly silent. He can't even muster the gall to look at me. Come on. Instead of defending me, the cat joins in teasing. With hands like those, it's no wonder. Can you even see over the table, Ollie? Hey, we're literally the same height. The bear shakes her head. If you practice good posture, baby, as it stands, you're shorter. You guys suck. Everyone laughs, and even Dawn gives a chuckle. There's something different going on. My heart beats a little slower. Perhaps because the atmosphere had lifted. We weren't fighting anymore. Perhaps I've been worrying over nothing. Shit, they really toned this place up, huh? The cat paces ahead of us as we step into the arcade's luxurious entrance. No kidding, wow. The bear's heavy footsteps quicken as she rushes ahead to catch up with the cat. Signal. Water time. Alright, guys and gals, we are back. Okay. Alright. Trevor keeps pace with Dawn and me, and despite how uncomfortable he looked earlier, I couldn't help but notice a slight smile hiding under his lips. Dawn. Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm kind of jumbling up all these voices in my head. It's nice. It's nicer than it used to be, at least. I nudged Trev with my elbow. We had a lot of fun when we came here last, I remember. The iguana nods. I had fun, yeah. It's different from just playing games at home. Dawn shakes his head slowly. Glad you enjoyed yourself. Hey, Ollie, you have a card for this thing? I'm pulled from my train of thought as I hear the cat shout at me from across the lobby. I don't want to register for one of these since I'm never around. But you said you've been here before. Got one in your wallet? I don't carry one. Trev, do you still have yours? He nods, slowly as he pulls out his wallet. I don't have a lot of cards, so I'd never felt the urge to ditch this one. The iguana adeptly fingers through his wallet until he pulls out the card he's been searching for. The light pouring in through the entrance shines off the card brilliantly as we stare in awe of its golden shine. Wait, that doesn't look like the cards they're advertising over here. The bear takes another look at the machine. Yeah, these are black. Are you sure that's the right one? A soft red blush begins to glow under Trev's cheek scales, and he clutches his arm. Oh, Trev bought the special VIP card when we were here. It was a limited promotional thing. I gulp. I thought we'd get more use out of it, so I convinced him to get that one. Dawn glares in my direction briefly before shaking his head and going back to sulking. So, the cat folds his arms. What's special about that one, with that one, then? Oh, it has infinite uses. Trev holds in further on himself as everyone reels back in shock. There's no way that was cheap. I shrug my shoulders. It was just like $750. I feel an astronomical amount of hate flow out of Dawn as the words pass my lips, and his glare shoots directly through my very being. V's reaction is still surprising, but less guttural. Sam merely chuckles. I wouldn't say it was too rich for my blood, but there's no way I'd get enough use out of that to justify the price tag. Trev shakes his head quickly, squeezing his eyes shut tight. He suggested I get it because he thought going back to the machine when we ran out of charges would get annoying. And with that, much to Trev's relief, the glare shot to me. What? It would have. Don looks like he's practically about to explode, clenching his fist higher than I've seen in years. I don't mind it, really. We've been back a couple times since. We just have to use it for 10 or more trips to break even. V folds her arms and sighs. Alright, well, I guess we have that covered. Would you mind if we all used it, or would you like us to get our own, Trav? Second now. Water time. He raises his hands and shakes his head. No, that's what I got it for. We should all use it. It'd be an overall gain so long as we use it, after all. We can maybe knock off a couple trips. Don buries his head in his hands, calming himself considerably. That's fine. Thank you, Trevor. Sam walks over and claps the iguana's back. Yeah, thanks, dude. V nods in agreement. Yeah, that's very kind of you. Thank you, Trevor. The faint pink in his face becomes a deep red as Trevor hugs himself tight, wrapping his tail around his legs. Don't mention it. Alright. So, now that that's settled, any suggestions on what to start with? I want to go play... Trev, what do you want to go play? The iguana's eyes widen in surprise. Me? I don't really mind what we do. V smiles, placing a hand on her chest. It's your card, bud. It's only fair you get to pick the first pick. The iguana's soft eyes fall back to the ground, all while Don shakes his head slowly. What? He folds his arms. It's nothing. I can hear the barely mumbled retort as he turns his head away from her. You dense bitch. Well, if Trev doesn't care, I think we should go play... Trev, you want to go play the bug game? You had a lot of fun with it last time. I'd regret bringing it up if the payoff hadn't been seeing the slightest smile rise from the iguana's depths. If you wanna... Don's gaze finds its way over to me. Scrutinous at first, but softens a little bit before he turns away again. Okay, but afterwards we can go play... Sounds good. V smiles, but it comes across as incredibly fake. She's lost, and it wasn't my fault this time. Alright, so your goal is to deplete your opponent's health bar. You can accomplish this by attacking, obviously. There are 3 types of basic attacks: horizontal swings, vertical swings, and kicks. Vertical swings are just as they sound. Your character will swing their weapon in a vertical pattern, and they can be dodged by sidestepping or blocking. Horizontal swings are like vertical ones, but they'll often catch attempts at sidestepping. But then you ask, why ever do vertical attacks? It's simple. Vertical attacks often do more damage and lead to a longer combo. Kicks, meanwhile, are the fastest attack in your arsenal. If your opponent is ever open at any point in their combo that you dodge, you can retaliate with a kick. Those are the most basic of basics for this game, but if you'd like, I can go on in an on-depth discussion of the mechanics. I blink. Sam appears to be catatonic while V plays rock, paper, scissors in her head. Nah, I used to be pretty good at Tinsect. As far as 3D fighters go, the two are close enough. Trev's brow ridge perks. You play Tinsect? Which version? I don't know. Whichever version they had at the laundromat on Woodman and Shaw. I used to hunt for lost quarters and blow them all in that game. Oh, I see. That was probably the 99 version. I had that one on console. Signal. Alright. The iguana scratches his cheek. Who was your, favorite character? Don shrugs. I liked the Bullet Ant. His fighting style was really cool. Trev's eyes widen. I see. You'd probably like the Scorpion then. His playstyle is really quick and aggressive. Don narrows his eyes and gives Trevor a soft smile. Yeah, sure. Thanks for the suggestion, Trev. Alright, I'll try first. I'm not complaining. Trevor swipes the card for both himself and Don before placing it on the machine. The video preview ends and the 2 cards are dropped onto the character select screen. Trevor finds his selection within seconds. The Rhino Beetle, of course. The beetle himself pops out of the frame and slams the ground with his massive bulk. If you're ever in doubt as to what kind of character Trevor likes. Don, on the other hand, scans the screen for a second or two before he finds his target. The much more lithe Scorpion pops out of his portrait, flowing the animation into a rhythmic dance. Oh, you're right. This guy is pretty cool. Yeah, he practices Copiera, so all of his movements are really fluid. Don tilts his head. Huh, that's pretty rad. A random stage is selected and the characters square off. After trading some intro clips, the announcer begins the match. Round 1, fight! As soon as it begins, the Scorpion dashes towards the towering beetle. As soon as he's within range, his body flows elegantly into an overhead kick. Trevor quickly flicks his joystick and smashes a few of the buttons, though, causing his character to grab the Scorpion's foot in midair. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Anyway, if you all want to get your names in the credits, get access to not safe for work content as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!